Welcome to the channel, everybody. On today's show, we are not catching pigs. We are not shooting pigs, loading pigs. What we're out here doing, I am in the middle of absolutely nowhere. And as you can see, I am absolutely drenched. I'm soaked. I'm soaked head to toe. And I've been out here working on this trap that's out here. There's zero phone service. Even the property owner lives up the road, does not have service down here. My carrier, I have zero service. And I was running one of those cheaper Chinese cameras off of Temu. And that sucker, it works a lot of places. It works a lot of places where you struggle to have service. And it struggled down here. So what this video is on today is trapping hogs with a Starlink Mini. Texas Feeder Solutions sells a Starlink Mini kit, and I've talked to David multiple times. It just for me wasn't feasible to buy his system, although it is a nice system. So what I did was I pieced mine together. I went and bought a solar panel from Harbor Freight. Got me a lithium, big 12-volt lithium off of Amazon, and I've been testing it at the house. And without running the solar panel, and everybody hooked to it at night, it just doesn't drain the battery at all. I'm going to hook up solar panel because I'm an hour away from home. This trap's in the middle of absolutely nowhere. The property owners are going to come and shoot the hogs and haul them off because I'm not driving an hour to load the pigs out here. And this trap is in the middle of an open area and got a feeder running in it. And this trap's been here a couple of months. I've just struggled. I've absolutely struggled with cell service down here. We are going to attempt this. So let me set you up on a tripod. You guys just kind of bear with me. I'm going to just kind of, I'll show you what I'm doing and kind of piece everything together and explain what I'm doing as I'm doing it. All right, y'all hang on. So I got my flagpole, and this is one of my very first flagpoles, which was a 30-footer. And it's got the stupid twist locks, and it's locked and I can't get it to twist loose. So I'm going to have to just kind of work on it on the ground and get everything set up down here. So I bought this mount here. The Starlink Mini does come with a pole mount, but if you're like me and you're a guy and you just don't, I couldn't wait till it came in. I saw that mount and said, okay, I need a pole mount. Well, the system came with one. So we're going to mount that on there, and I'm just going to kind of get all of my stuff out that I need. And so I went to Harbor Freight and I bought a solar panel and a solar panel controller. And I'll kind of explain to you guys what I did. So right now the battery's sitting at 12.8 volts. This is the handy solar panel, Predator brand, and it comes with the cables for it. Make sure you guys are watching or can see. Let me look at my camera angle, make sure you guys can see what I'm doing. All right, so it came with, these are connected to the solar panel. It had an adapter, the opposite ends of these. And this is the adapter. I don't know what it plugged into. The opposite end of these were hooked into here. So red and black. I just lopped them off because I wanted these ends. Because what I did with those other ends, I bought this 500 amp solar controller. It's more than I needed, but I wasn't gonna mess around. So on this controller, you got your solar panel ports right here. That's where I put these. I just soldered them, tinned the ends of them so I could get a good connection in there. And so the solar panel will plug directly into the controller. And then right in the middle is your batteries, plus and minus. So I've got that there. And then over here is my load. Now the load going to the Starlink dish. Now I had bought a super long cord or whatever it was, 30, 35 feet, whatever it was, that would hook to the Starlink and hook to batteries, 12-volt batteries. What I found out in testing in the backyard, the Starlink would turn on. I don't even know if you guys can see me there. The Starlink would turn on. It would not connect to satellites. And this took me a long time. I had a cord for a 12 volt Battery, I had a cord to plug into the wall. So I grabbed the wall outlet plug, plugged the Starlink in. Instantly it connected to the satellites and my phone was connected. So the 12-volt battery cord, I ended up texting David over at Texas Feeder Solutions, said, hey, this is what I'm dealing with. I said, this cord is absolutely tiny. It's probably 22 gauge or something. It was tiny. So he sent me a picture of what he uses, and what he uses is just an inexpensive extension cord, because it's got, I believe it's 18 gauge wire. 18 gauge is what my camera systems run off from the Reolink down to the control box. So I had mass amounts of those. I had some that had been chewed on that were, I just put in a bucket and saved. So I wired one of them up, plugged it in, hooked it to the battery, instantly hooked to the satellites. So once that happened, I ran it all night, make sure everything was good. Everything was good. So that's where we're at today. So we're going to get this set up and see how she works out here. So I'm gonna back the camera up and just let it record while I just run around like an ant trying to figure out all this stuff. There's a Starlink Mini. We'll mount it up there. And here's the camera system. And I like to mount mine on a 1x4 treated piece of wood. Normally I would have a long range antenna mounted up here, sticking straight up in the sky, but no need for one of those here. And then I mount the camera down there. Long range antennas come with a set of U-bolts. So I just robbed the U-bolt off of there. And that's what we're going to use to connect it to the pole. And y'all just bear with me and we'll get this all hooked up, set up, and see how it goes. Well, like I said, you know, I'll walk in and out of camera view doing this and in and out of the trap. I think what I'm going to do is mount the solar panel on the inside of the trap up high, so I can I don't worry about the squirrels eating my wires and crap and the raccoons, even though I'm going to put the battery in a box. Look and make sure y'all can see. I think that'll work. Hold this up here and just see kind of how high it's going to sit if I zip tie it up there. I'm just worried about the squirrels, you know, just chewing the wires when they're down there on the ground. So I think what I'm going to do is go in there and I'm going to go ahead and mount it on the inside. I guess I could mount it on the outside like that. Yeah, I guess let's try that. I mean, this is trial and error. I don't have a clue what I'm doing, but I'm just trying to learn and bringing you guys along with me while I try to learn. You guys ever try to hook up a zip tie with one hand? I tell y'all what. And if this is a bad idea, Harbor Freight's in the next town over and I can just go buy another one and do it differently. But that controller will tell me how many amps I'm charging at and this, that, and the other. So I think we'll be fine. Here, different latches. I got a new latch. So I had to take the old latches off, mount new latches, and so I've been out here for a good hour and a half. And I tell you what, it is hot, hot, hot out here. And we got rain coming. Oh, I do remember this. This cord, yeah, has to go through this mount and plug into the panel. And this may not be the right mount, folks. This mount is for a residential dish, but just bear with me. Oh, I already know we're going to run into a problem because this mount will not fit on the top of that pole. It's just barely too big, I believe. That's why, and I grabbed this one. I thought, oh, we'll just use this one. But this mount's isn't going to work. But don't you worry. I got another idea. You know, this is hog trapping. I say it in my videos all the time. If you want something to go wrong, you be a hog trapper, because you cannot come out and trap hogs and run traps without something going wrong. But I came prepared. I got ideas. I probably paid $35 for that stupid mount. I reckon I should have checked that before I left the house. That ain't gonna work. I don't even know how that's supposed to hook up to a dish. This one will work if I can get it on this pole. And I mean, it's there. I can probably beat on it and hammer it on there. Let's just tap it with a hammer and see. Famous last words. Man, I got another idea if this doesn't work. Well, it went on there kind of crooked. That didn't work out too good. I mean, it went on, but it just went on really crooked. I don't think it's coming off. It's got a set screw on there, and I'm just going to tighten it down. Now I know this cord goes through here. But I've been down here, I added this thing and had to turn around and take it apart. Well, folks, it got so daggum hot out here. While I was mounting that panel, my phone died. It got overheated. But what happened was, nobody died. But what happened was I started, hooked everything up, hooked the panel up to the controller, and it was up there, and I was only pulling 1 amp of charge to the battery. So I set it down on the ground and went to 3.83 amps of charge. And so I decided I'm just gonna cover the fire ant poison. I don't know if you guys can see it, but that white powder, it's under the bucket, it's around my battery box, everything. And we're all hooked up. I tested the camera. I'm look up right now. I can see the light flashing. So I know I'm connected, logged on, 900 kilobytes per second. And this is going to be running on standby mode, $5 a month. You just got to buy all this extra equipment and stuff, which, I mean, compared to buying a complete system, which is roughly, I believe, $2,600, something like that. Don't quote me on that. I couldn't wait on the Starlink to go on sale, so I bought it for $249.99. The battery, I believe, was on Amazon, was expensive, maybe $160, $180, somewhere around there. I already had that little battery box. The solar panel was $130-ish. The controller was $60. I mean, I've got $500 or $600 into it. That's not bad to be able to trap any place you want to be able to trap with a Starlink. Even if you paid for the 100 gigabyte a month, that is $50 a month. Now, I know you guys that run Hog Eyes camera systems, run that Vision cam on your Game Changer traps, Jaeger Pro, you're paying $50 a month anyway. And you couldn't, I guarantee you, you're not coming where I'm at right now and trapping. That's not possible. So you go to satellite, and it is 100% possible, and $5 a month. Anyway, folks, sorry I couldn't record. It's probably 100 degrees out here. I tried to record until my phone killed over, and I stuck it in my cooler with my ice waters until now. We'll get this uploaded as kind of a tutorial, kind of not. Thanks for watching, guys. We'll try to do better on the next one where we don't overheat, or we'll get out here at 7 in the morning. We'll talk to you guys later. Have a good weekend. Well, hey everybody, welcome to the channel today. We are out moving traps. Went and loaded up one of these That's a Hog Trap 12-foot drop traps on a repurposed 2 jet ski trailer. I cut the bunks off of it and welded some supports back there in the back of it, and it just kind of sits right in there. Perfect. Living by a lake, there's trailers and stuff to be had all the time. So I loaded that one up and that trap, and then came out to check this Starlink system and just kind of check things out, see how things are looking. Ran into an issue with it. I'm going to see if I can't get it corrected. I talked to David Adams about it over at Texas Feeder Solutions, and he sells the systems. And I had already bought a battery for this thing initially, and it was a 100 amp hour battery. That's what it was, 12.8 volt 100 amp hour battery. Now this battery previously, and it was $157 or something like that. Well, we had 2 days of cloudy weather. Now the Starlink was working perfect. I mean, I am out in the middle of nowhere. There's no cell service anywhere close to here or here. The Starlink was working just great. And we had 2 days of cloudy weather with rain. The property owner, after that the clouds cleared out, he came down and I had him check the voltage on the battery, and it was at 11.7 or something like that. I don't know. It was below 12, and the Starlink shut off. And so after doing a little research, it takes a pretty good jolt to reset the modem in a Starlink Mini. And with the battery being that low, and it wasn't even powered anyway. So I talked to David when I'd already bought this battery. He said you need about a 200 to 300 amp hour battery. I ran it great for a couple of days while the sun was shining, but I ended up having to buy a new battery, and that will come in tomorrow. And it's trial and error. I mean, if I didn't already have this battery, I would have bought a battery he suggested. But it just keeps getting more expensive doing trial and error. But I got a battery. I can use it, you know, on troll motor. I can use it on anything. It's a battery. So what I'm going to do is I bought a bigger solar panel. It is a 200 watt panel. While I'm here resetting this modem, because this battery did charge up real quick on the next sunny day, but that doesn't do me any good when the modem won't reset. So I'm going to unplug it, plug it back in, hook up this new solar, and then I go back to work tomorrow. I had yesterday and today off. I've worked 7 days in a row, had 2 days off, and I've got to go back and work 7 more days. So that battery actually comes tomorrow, and I can't do anything about it because I'm an hour away from home. I get off at 7, and it's just too much. So this trap will sit until the battery goes dead again. I have to just kind of keep going with it. I put out ant killer, and it looks like it's doing the job. Ants love electronics, and I don't see a single ant anywhere around, and I'll doctor it back up. And so let's get this solar panel hooked up and see how it looks. And one thing I mentioned the last time I was here, these quick connects. Well, here's that. I don't know what that plugs into, but this was the connection that I cut off right here, tied this directly into the solar panel controller. That's these guys right here. They go into the controller. So the battery's sitting at 13.4 volts. This old controller, or this old solar panel's just, I flipped it down. This is a big 4 panel. I don't know how it's going to work, but there's the quick connects right here, and they will just plug directly into those over there that I already have wired into the controller. One thing I don't know, if I need to have, so right now, right here is the load, and that's going up to the Starlink. And I don't know if I need to have that connected directly to the battery or not. I'm not sure. I don't know. I just figured if that's where it needs to be for the load, then that's what it needs to be. So the Starlink's off, so I have no voltage no amps going to the Starlink or the solar panel going to the battery. But that's just because of all that, and then I'll restart. I'm gonna lower it down and unplug it, see if that resets it, which I think it will. So let's see what happens. Here's what happened. The controller wasn't putting out any voltage to the Starlink. So what I ended up doing was tying the Starlink directly to the battery itself and leaving the controller hooked up to the battery and the solar panels hooked up. I think this is a bit overkill. I don't know. I mean, it's trial and error, guys. We're just going to kind of learn and see. Now, what happened when I hooked up the Starlink directly to the battery, it turned on instantly. Then connected, then said I had needed an update. So here we are 15 minutes later. I got updated, camera's working flawless, solar panels hooked up, charging, and I'm going to sprinkle some more fire ant bed killer around the bucket. Oh, something else. See this pole, see these cam locks? They go all the way up. All the way. Originally, I used poles that were twist lock. And they just had these little sections that would twist lock. Well, I've been using these things for a long time. Eventually, at some time, they will not unlock. You could take 3 people. You might get a section unlocked. Well, I'm fixing to take my rechargeable cutoff saw. I'm cutting that one up into pieces. The top piece is already in there from the last time I was here because I couldn't get it unlocked and shrunk down. If you guys are going to buy flagpoles, buy the ones that have the cam locks like that. I mean, it's super easy. Flip a lever, raise it up, lower it down, nothing to it. We are going to get this thing treated for fire ants and get on the road. We're going to Mr. Tisdale's, which is about an hour and 20 minutes. And we are going to put that trap or wearing them out over there. So we're going to go find out. We will see you guys on the next update on this trap and project. Sorry, I'm out here sweating. My shirt is getting soaked. It's hot, it's miserable, but we'll see you on the next one. Thanks for watching, guys.